Unfortunately, there are too many types of cancer to count, but doctors and medical entrepreneurs are constantly coming up with new ways to identify, target, and treat these diseases. One such method is with proton therapy, which is hailed as one of the most effective radiation treatments available. But P therapy still has its downsides. Our guest today is Marash, the CEO and founder of P-Cure, an Israeli-based medical company that makes this incredible treatment more accessible and more effective, and he's here to tell us more. Thank you so much for coming in.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. So I want to hear all about proton therapy. What is proton therapy for those of us who don't know, and how does it work?
Okay, so I couldn't tell you, too much, but the thing that you have to know is that proton therapy is the radiation therapy that treat tumor with no side effects. It's type of the beam, treatment beam, that can be delivered to the tumor without targeting the healthy tissue, and to deliver all the treatment dose to the tumor.
Which is huge, because one of the main issues with chemotherapy is the side effects, which can be terrible, from hair loss to sickness.
Yeah, exactly. More than 50% of all cancer patients are being treated with radiation, not chemotherapy, but radiation.
Right.
And most of the patients suffer from not optimal, suboptimal efficacy, but mainly safety and the side effects, which are terrible. So protons are opposite. It really targets the tumor and not healthy tissue, so sparing the damage to healthy tissue.
So this is basically the way that you want to go if you can. Now, what have you guys created in relation to proton therapy?
So initially we developed a technology that allows us always to keep the beam on a tumor. And that was kind of cool, because people know that treatment exposing the body to radiation is a bad thing, and regardless whether you use to in medicine or to other objectives. So we developed this technology and decided to use it practically in the context of protons, where we can get also better delivery, no side effects, and better efficacy. So actually our approach revolutionizes all the approach when we can treat the tumor with radiation with no side effects and with maximal efficacy.
Wow, beautiful. So now, what inspired you to come up with this idea? I mean, what was the thought process behind it?
So the thought process was we understand the benefits of protons, right? Some times ago we decided that, how come that proton therapy is not available in every cancer care facility? And apparently the answer was that the cost of proton therapy was just enormously high. The cost of construction and use is outrageous. If you type proton therapy in Google, you find that proton therapy is the most expensive medical device in the industry.
And so many people are already going into debt because of the costs of healthcare.
Exactly. Only 1% of all cancer patients eligible to get protons, get protons. And what's about 99%? In Israel, we don't have proton therapy available. If we need to treat cancer patients with proton therapy, we need to send to the United States and to Europe. That costs us, our healthcare system, more than $100,000 per patient.
Which is just unbelievable. I mean, you can't afford that, yeah. So you want to provide a cheaper alternative of proton therapy?
We actually, we would like to provide proton therapy at better efficacy, preserving the safety profile.
Beautiful.
And we want that the doctors will have this tool in all cancer care facilities they use to treat cancer patients. That's our goal.
Wow, that's a great goal. So how has your technology managed to reduce the cost of proton therapy?
So the standard proton therapy uses the big, huge centrifuges of 20 meters, more than 100 tons weight, to direct the beam to the patient. So they rotate the beam, and it costs a lot of money. It's a lot of space, takes a lot of space, and needs to be actually put in shielded rooms from the safety reason of a huge size. So that translates to enormous cost and all the headache related to the construction and the use. So our technology eliminates the need for this centrifuge. We actually take the beam, and by knowing where the tumor is, we direct all the energy directly to the tumor with no need to rotate the beam.
So, you already talked about why it's better than the current tech on the market and why it's better for patients, but what I want to know is, what is next for your company? Do you guys have other devices that you're creating, or other types of therapies that you're in the process of innovating?
So we actually we get through the FDA clearance. We installed the first system at Northwestern in Chicago. We are delivering a couple of systems to London and going to work on a couple of projects in Asia, and that's the next. And the next is to implement the technology to the commercial success and to provide better access to the patients. So that's my
and once you have that product out, you can move on to the next one, right?
Exactly.
Nice. And so is it available here in Israel as well?
No,
You said
not
not
yet,
yet.
not
okay.
yet.
All right,
Okay.
so that's what
That's the
Israelis
next.
have to help
That's
with.
the
That's
next.
the next. All right, well, thank you so much for coming in. It seems like you guys have really created something that is going to change so many lives.
Thank you. Touch wood.